Hello everybody. It's time for annual part of our conference, which is discussion panel. And today our guests are Dagmara. Dagmara from Nokia Academy. Hello Dagmara.
Hello.
Dagmara works as talent attraction partner and project manager of Nokia Academy, privately a travel lover trying to experience as many things as possible. Our next guest is Eva.
Hello.
Hello. Eva has great experience. During 15 years, she was working as a tester, test manager, test architect, project manager, release delivery manager, and finally tribe leader. Welcome.
Hello.
And last but not least, Robert from GlobalLogic, enthusiast of analog electronics and microcontrollers from early years. Currently, in the role of test consultant, creates test strategies, analyzes processes, elements in different projects, gives recommendations, finds solutions. Always looks for applicability of non-conventional methods of testing.
Hello.
Today we'll be discussing about changing way of career to tester. So, the first question is, can anybody become a good tester in 3 months? Eva, would you like to start?
I can start. So, can anyone become a good tester in 3 months? I would say experienced tester, no. Tester that can contribute to testing a product, maybe. It all depends whether this person is dedicated and is willing to learn.
Yeah. Robert, do you agree with that?
It's hard not to agree after the first 2 presentations that we had from Eva and Dagmara. So actually, yeah, my opinion is very similar. That actually we can try to teach the people somehow, but there are a lot of different factors that result in if somebody is a good tester or not. Also, the retention of the information that we sell or transfer to them, or we try to put them on. So I would say yes, it is possible to become a tester, but this is still a beginning of the very long track of experience, actually.
Okay. And what's your opinion, Dagmar?
I cannot disagree for sure, but of course I agree with Eva and Robert in that case, but I'd like to highlight one thing, and I'm wondering what the good tester means. So I found out some trap that some people who are too confident on their development path, they sometimes they just need to be, stopped or hold on with their view of what the good tester means, because they want to be good, and they of course go to achieve the best results, but on that beginner stage, especially during Nokia Academy, we know that it's just the beginning, and they have a lot in front of them to learn and to develop the skills. So I think that of course it's possible, but just to remember that the good for this point, it's just the good for for the start, and the path is much longer, and it requires a lot of effort after that good stage for such person. So.
Yes, and you told a really important question I was going to ask. What does it mean, good tester? If I read a book about testing, does it mean that I'm a good tester right now? Robert?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, we need, as testers, we need to pass through many different skills, possession, let's say. So, if I, for instance, if I imagine the discussions on the recruitment, at recruitment stage, we usually have different, okay, we have a project and you would like to hire someone for a particular project. That depends, because sometimes we need for the project itself, and sometimes we just build up our base of people. And the questions are so much different when you discuss the positions for junior tester or for test manager. You ask different questions. For test manager, you ask, you describe a situation, and you ask about the potential options that the person might have, and you are requested to, or test the candidate is requested to give proper options in given conditions. And for junior testers, it's slightly different. But I think the very important thing is here that the person who is coming to our company, or potentially maybe, is that this person has a constant need of learning, of this exploring different areas of knowledge. We could think of that. Okay, good testers should have also soft skills, which are on the correct level. So let's imagine the situation that the tester has to tell the developer that the bug is found. He or she has to tell it, provide this information in a correct way, in a proper way. Otherwise, there is no relation built up between them. And I think the best situation is when the testers and developers can even make jokes about the bugs. You know that exactly. So one thing is soft skills, and the other thing is, of course, the domain knowledge, and the last the knowledge about the art of testing. I call it always that way. So independent point of view, which is in compliance with regulations, with ISTQB, whatever it is. So I think that if you could say the good tester, there are so many factors that it is really difficult at the beginning when somebody says, okay, I want to be a tester, what should I do? We have a lot of questions of that kind. It's really hard to respond to this question, but we can give a good answer for starting.
Nice. Okay, good tester. You stole almost all my answers. It's hard to.
Nobody thought there will be only easy questions.
Let me think. So a good tester. So you need to distinguish between a good tester and an experienced tester, because this is not the same. Experienced tester has knowledge, has been through a lot, knows how do you test, knows the techniques and blah, blah, blah. This is experienced tester. A good tester has one more thing that was mentioned by Robert, ability and willingness to learn and develop themselves. This hunger for more, this hunger for new stuff. Open mind and out-of-the-box thinking. For me, if someone has those traits, it's even more important for me than if someone is really experienced in the domain that he will be testing, or she. Because the domain knowledge, tools knowledge, testing knowledge, this all can be learned. Open-mindedness, hunger for knowledge. This is very difficult to learn that. This is something that usually people have because of their character. So yeah, I would say good tester can think out of the box and is willing to learn.
I am thinking what I can add to Robert's point of view and to Eva. So yeah, for sure, this learning is just the key. But I think that it's pretty similar what Eva said, that this thinking out of the box is for sure crucial. So kind of curiosity to look for the ways how to solve the problems, how to address it, how to communicate in a different ways. So yeah, that's for me number one as well.
Okay, so we defined as the shape of a good tester. So Eva, you are a second line manager. Robert, you are a test consultant. If you have a person who knows nothing about testing, and this person would like to join your company, join your team, and tell you, I want to learn everything, I will be good employee. Do you think that this person can become a good tester in the context of your definition in these 3 months?
I would like to steal your your answers.
Okay.
You can feed it.
Can I go? Okay. This time my turn. So can this tester become a good tester? If this person has willingness to learn and is, has this open-mindedness, he can become, in those 3 months, tester that can contribute. Probably he or she will not be able to become fully productive tester, someone that can take a feature and test it end to end, that is able to be leading a feature. But in those 3 months, he will be able to contribute and learn more.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking about also one aspect, that if somebody comes to me and tells me that he or she would like to become a tester, I very often think of if they have ever questioned, asked themselves a question, if they really know what a tester means. Because we also have, as you have in your company, we also have testers academies on different levels, let's say, and it looks like sometimes these people come, they want to be testers, but they are surprised what actually stands behind this. Of course, we have different levels of making up the decision. But the truth is that sometimes they do not know what stands behind. And if we have a situation that they know something, this is a good point. But if they don't, then they are quitting quite fast. Luckily, it's not a big amount of testers, but it happens.
And what is your point of view, Dagmara? Because you are taking part in the recruitment process. So do you agree with Eva, with Robert? How do you see it?
First point of contact, of course, is sending them to Nokia Academy, of course, for me. But that's true that many people just don't know what stands behind the tester role in some industries like telco, like gaming, and etc. So they have to know if it's for them like our telco background is necessary to be a tester at Nokia. So Nokia Academy gives them the opportunity to, from the very beginning, from the first lecture, technical lecture, knows if they want to be tester in this telco industry, because it's really important, and I think it depends on the character, the set of skills, maybe some school background, because I know one girl who was a mathematic, and she just became a tester, so it was easier for her to change her path.
Okay, so you say that even if somebody knows nothing, if he decide to come to our Nokia Academy, he is able to become a tester in 3 months.
Everybody has this chance, so I think it's up to the personal motivation and what drives those people to become the tester.
Can I add something still?
Of course.
I don't like nothing. It's never nothing, you know. If you have finished the university, it's always something. So
I mean nothing in the terms of nothing regarding testing. Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, yes, I agree with Dagmara that someone that knows nothing about testing but has some background, either in telecommunication or development or mathematics or physics, like problem-solving skills and all that stuff. Yes, they can become a testers, productive testers in 3 months.
So everybody who would like to become a tester, remember their words. Robert, I see that you would like to tell us something more.
Yes, absolutely. Because as I listen to you, it reminds me one situation or two, no, even more, even 3. I can find it now, and there were actually persons who came to the recruitment process, and they stated explicitly during the discussion or the interview that we don't. Oh, okay, it was separate meeting, and this person said, "I don't know anything. Please give me a space for learning. I can just start to work with you if you give me such opportunity." And you know, the history of these persons is really great. They became really great testers, and basically I had also 2 of these persons in my team. And I was really, really happy about this. And the thing is that, because you said you have academia, we have also here in Global, we haven't actually put these persons on this academia, because it was not yet this time when we had cyclic editions. And yeah, based on these examples, I must say that there are some potential cases. But what was very important, that these persons were very engaged. They wanted to learn something, to discover something new, and they were so, still in their target achievement, that it was astonishing, and they succeeded.
Okay, so thank you for your answers. And why Testers Academy bootcamps are currently popular? Why they are organized? I think, Dagmara, you should start. Why do you organize Nokia Academy, or why in general such events are organized? Why do we need them?
From the very, I guess, known reason, because as I mentioned today, the IT industry is just growing and growing, and we need more specialists in this area. So naturally, we cannot get them from high schools, technical high schools, with such a background. So I think that's the main reason that we just can get enough experts with the technical background, and that's why we need to learn people from other industries, learn actually people who just want to go to the other way than just to shorten. A few years ago, even the world looked different than even after pandemic. So it drives that we need more IT specialists, and we have to teach them how to be experts in testing or programmers, etc.
Okay, but I'm sure you face people who are at their final steps on their studies, and why do they need join Nokia Academy? Does it mean that universities don't give us enough knowledge to be a tester just after studies?
Maybe it's the matter of this specific knowledge, like the communication, or specific knowledge about I don't know, domain. Yeah. So I think that's the main reason that people after studies want to develop themselves in. Maybe it's just a matter that we created some path for them, that they don't want to look for some development path. We know that the even tester field is really wide area of different skills or needs to possess to be a good tester in this case. So yeah, from my perspective, it's just a matter of type of expertise and to be the best in this one thing, and not keeping the whole knowledge they get from the university.
Okay, so I think it's not all about the general knowledge from the university, but about strictly domain knowledge. Typical, for example, for Nokia or for GlobalLogic, in case of Robert.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you for clarification. And Eva, what do you
think? Can I go? Okay. So why are we doing Nokia Academy? You've heard, from the recruitment standpoint. Let me tell you why I want to have Nokia Academy from a line manager standpoint. We are usually looking for motivated people, and people who are willing to grow even after the university are pretty much motivated. Those are the people who are willing to learn. And not necessarily we are looking only for people that finished telecommunication, electronics, or computer science, or something like this. Nokia Academy gives an opportunity for growth, for development, and for learning both domain knowledge and testers knowledge for other people with other backgrounds. That's why I'm so eager to have Nokia Academy, because I get very, very good employees from that program. People that are motivated and that know that they know what they want to do. So they are, super cool workers.
Okay. And Robert, what's your opinion? Because as I know, you also have some kind of academy in your company. Why do you need it?
Yes, in GlobalLogic, actually, we call it Testers Academy, but we also have other streams. It's not necessary to mention them, but I wanted to mention also another thing, that we have observed in our company that the people from studies, they do not have enough knowledge. Not only in domain they cannot have it because it's somehow company specific. But we have observed that they do not have also in the testers, in the general testers domain, which is served by ISTQB or the similar. What we have started to do is not only doing the academia, but also to work closely with university. So just like you have mentioned during your speech in the morning, you said that the expectations of the customer are very important. And this is actually what we have. So it's really difficult to disagree with Eva at each point. But that is true. And we have used actually this this method for establishing a very strong link between the university and our company. And it looked like it was very effective, you know. So we have created together with them. They were so cool that we could do this. They allowed us to take part in creation of the program for the students. After some years, we were invited for making some adjustments. So they have created a kind of a round table with representative from the company, from the industry, let's say, from the university, and also from the students. And together we have made some adjustments to the actual program which we have created together. So we have made this next step of let's say proficiency. And from that moment, we have noticed that it's much better. Of course, we have, I don't know if it was in the same time, created the Testers Academy and the other streams, but it was not a big difference between them. So we could additionally, during this Testers Academy, provide informations which are domain specific. So they got the information about the general testing at university already, and afterwards they came to us and they could continue or extend actually their knowledge. So that's why we have created this. But we have started even this, step before with university, and I'm really happy about this because we can observe that it's much better.
Okay, but does it mean that there is really lack of people, experienced people in the market?
If we talk about the people who come from university, I would say yes. That's I do not find any example. When somebody comes from the university, then we can only say, okay, they have had some programming skills because they have lectures and workshops. From testing, that's really hard, I would say. Okay. If you can compare somebody who is coming from the industry, from different company, and who comes directly from the university, then there is a big gap between them.
Okay, so you can give microphone to Eva. Would you like to add something? Or?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, you were talking about the knowledge of students after university. All of you were thinking about it, but what are the key skills for a good tester? Can they be achieved in short time, just like this 3 months? You can start, Eva.
Okay, I can start.
You have microphone. So.
I have microphone. I have the power. What are the good skills? I think we mentioned at the beginning that for me, you might disagree with me, some of the good skills require just a proper attitude. And those, I don't think that they can be learned in 3 months. And this out-of-the-box thinking, motivation, and this willingness to learn. So those soft skills, it's difficult to acquire them in 3 months. Other skills, technical skills, it's much easier, I would say.
We should mention here, Dagmara?
Yeah, go ahead.
We should also mention here that if we talk about intensive course, short term, because I assume that if it is short term, 3 months, let's agree that it is very short. right? So imagine you have experience of many, many years. Me as well. I can hardly imagine that we could compress this into such a small time, because ability of our brain is also limited. One thing is to give a intensive course during these 3 months, and the second thing is that the people will remember this. So we had a lot of discussions as well in our company that we have created the next iteration of Academy. And I asked directly at the beginning, how many hours will the students have during the week? And we finally found a golden rule, maybe, for us at least, from our observations, that if there are 2-3 days a week, 3-4 hours of intensive work. This is optimal, as we have found out. I cannot imagine, even me myself, when I know that subject, I can concentrate, of course, much longer. People actually which have this kind of long-term experience, they do not have to remember the things because they directly process them in slightly different manner. They process. They do not have to learn. They structure the information that they already possess, and this is a very important factor. If the human is able during these 3 months to retain these informations, this is very difficult. Maybe this is a good point. It came to my mind. Imagine how these discussions could be effective. Maybe we should combine this Testers Academy or your academy with skills of fast learning. What do you think? It could be a good point. It just came to my mind. Maybe I have to sell it in my to my bosses.
So, Dagmara, we have advice from a colleague from another
but,
company. What do you think about it? Should we implement it?
applied this rule. Our participants just there's no situation that they are can learn slowly. So the program is really intensive. So they have to be fast learners, and this is. As well for us a sign if this person is really engaged and if this person has got this super motivation that they just care, and then they came to Eva's team and they are cool employees. So that's true. And from my perspective, I think that that's right, that within these 3 months, they possess just this domain knowledge mostly, and they have to really focus to get these basics and to learn how to apply it in the this tester fields when they get the job. That's why I think that building this network, trying to possess this extra knowledge, let's say, and this attitude from the more experienced colleagues, because I think that they can learn only by experience those skills, and it comes just naturally with the years of working as a tester. And for the start, after these 3 months, I think that the clue is how they communicate, and if maybe this communication is our focus, and the teamwork, if they are team players, because it's also something which is good to know for the start, and it's just personal, characteristic of this person.
Okay, so I think I can assume it in that way that fast learning is one of the most important skills.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are talking about skills. Could you compare in some way skills which have people, which define skills of the people who are after university and only after boot camps without technical studies? Could you compare their skills in a way? Because I think that all of you face people after universities, after technical studies, and only after boot camps. Dagmara, would you like to start?
Yeah, I can start. If it comes to the boot camps, of course, there's many opportunities to join the boot camp and to become an expert, as they say, in even 2 weeks. I saw lately. So I think it's good for the start. It's good to try at least, but I still think that it's kind of from the recruitment perspective, of course, that they boost their CVs, and it's kind of just the point to the CV, and it's sometimes it's not the real knowledge, the real skills behind such expertise, let's say. So I think it's good to try, but from my perspective, it's just something. I think that we are not considering it as a whole knowledge, and that this person can be fully ready for the challenges at work after the boot camp, after the university. I know that this knowledge is too general, and students, if they just came after the studies and want to work, they still need to focus on to get this expertise level of knowledge, and those students who are eager to learn by themselves, and they are just driving by the passion, let's say. So they have higher motivation. I think that they just ready to take work just after studies. So that's my point of view.
Okay, so thank you for your answer. So maybe Eva. Now Eva, and then Robert will start next question.
Okay.
What do you think? Because I think it's worth discussion, because I think this topic is close to the topic, do we need to go to the university? But maybe some skills are more important than others, yes?
That's a good question. Do you really need a university?
What do you think about these skills? Which skills are after the university? Which skills are after the boot camp? Okay. What's more important?
Let me be a little bit controversial here.
Of course.
Do you need university to be a tester? Not always. I have met a person that has never finished even secondary school. He haven't. I don't know how is matura in English, but you know the exam that you usually have after secondary school. But it was a guy. But he had such awesome practical experience. He knew how to test. He knew the product. He learned it all by experience. That we would have hired him if he knew English. He couldn't speak English, and that's why we didn't hire him. So in special cases, no university needed to become a good tester. However, you know, if you are not able to self-teach yourself, to learn the product, to acquire this knowledge throughout the years, you know, university gives you certain level of knowledge, both domain. At least I hope. I finished my studies very, very long time ago. And during my times at the university, I gained some domain knowledge. I was learning telecommunication. I knew something about, you know, multi-radio access or CDMA or whatever that was the big thing at the time. So I wasn't totally fresh when I started my career in IT. So the university gives you the background. It gives you some basic stuff. So, you know, for your career, it's good to have it. And the bootcamp or the Nokia Academy, or however we want to call it, gives you some more specific knowledge that is targeted for the company you will be working in. So maybe not so general knowledge as the university, but some specific, some very very specific for a given company. So in a given company, for sure, it will be cool if you knew, if you would finish Nokia Academy, because you would acquire knowledge that is specifically needed. For the general purposes, I would say the university is better because it gives you more stuff around it. But all in all, and I will repeat that, not always it's needed for you to have university if you want to become a tester.
Robert.
I must say that it's not really controversial.
As most of the questions here.
Of course. It came to my mind just as we discuss that university gives us the knowledge, which maybe is not complete, is a general one, but something happens important in the university and what is not happening in the company, and vice versa. So the first thing is that at university you create the things, but you do not create these things effectively. So fast and with a good quality, not necessarily. It depends, of course. But from the others, so at the university you have a kind of gymnastics for your brain. Because apart from testing, you also learn some other subjects. You perform some simply brain gymnastics, which is not necessarily available, or which is not being done in the companies. Not always. But when this person from a university comes to the company and does these boot camps or academias, then this person gets this domain knowledge. There is a training on the job, let's say, afterwards. But at company, this person knows how we should perform in the industry. So there is no really excuse that, okay, if I do not pass some exams, I will get a low mark, or I will have to pay for the next half year or full year. I will just be a bit stressy. But in industry, there is no space for that. So the people come to the industry and see, oh God, I have to do this. There is no other way. Otherwise, I will not be able to assure my future in a safe place. Or I will be fired. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth. So coming to the first point, first question: what kind of skills you have and you don't have? Then okay, some general knowledge, but in the company you get this domain. And the second thing, do we ever need university? Well, if we treat everybody in the world exceptionally, then maybe not. But these are really the life shows that these are exceptions. So I think we should go through this path.
But for example, from your company, because I'm sure you were a supervisor for some employees in the past, because I see that you are a test consultant and you have really great experience. Do you know people who didn't finish the university and became great testers?
Yeah, there are some, but there are just several people. Several.
In comparison to how many testers in general in your area?
This is transmitted live, right? So I have to give a proper number. Okay, in Poland we had, I don't know how many already now. In GlobalLogic, totally it's 9,000 or 11, I don't remember. Now when we are Hitachi, it's even more, but group.
We deleted it from the recording,
just looking at Koszalin, because this is the place where I come from, we have roughly about 200 people, and there are just a few which are undergraduate.
And from your experience, Eva, how many people do you know who didn't finish the university and technical studies, and they become a good tester?
Without like any studies?
Without technical studies.
Oh, without technical studies, a couple. We have people that. I'm missing a word here. They rebranded? No, that's not the right word. They
changed their career.
Yeah, they changed their career. They started from a different field. So I know a couple. I don't know, maybe 10 would be the number. In Krakow, we have 1,300 employees. I know that.
That's a really big number.
Yeah, so I would say like 10, I know. I don't know everyone that is working in Krakow, but yeah, around 10 people. They had very different backgrounds. We have had even a music teacher that changed their career. So, yeah.
But they have master degrees without degree. But they have master degree, but not in.
I don't know anyone that has like no master's degree in anything.
But bachelor is okay.
Yeah, bachelor. I don't know anyone that has no bachelor degree also.
Because I have to revise my answer because I thought about bachelor, of course. So I do not believe that we have somebody without this. Maybe just single or.
So we have people without technical background. I mean, without technical university, without technical studies. But I don't think we have people without any studies finished at this point.
Yeah, and Dagmara, do you see this difference in skills when you are reading the CVs of every person who would like to try his or her chance at Nokia Academy?
If it comes to the Nokia Academy, we just have some specific requirements that they.
Yeah, but you see the CVs of the people. Yeah, it's part of the recruitment process. Of course, these people would like to learn as much as possible, but they send you a CV, yes? Mm-hmm. And do you see this difference in their skills? When you see all of these papers?
Not really. I think that it's just more personal kind of thing that I would not link it with the degree they hold. But I can share with you some ratio because I remember some number from the report from probably one of the company which is let's say tech industry, a company who can which collect the data for reports, and they provided that 55% candidates has this technical background, the university one. So we can assume that half ratio that we've got such students with technical background on the market and without with other fields than technical one.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm looking at the chat, but currently we don't have any questions. I just remind you, you can send questions on our chat, and I will read your questions and just ask our special guests to tell us what is expected from them. Okay, so I think we can move to the next question. What is the best path to become a good tester when you are just choosing a career path after high school or technical school? And what when we have already completed one university not related to IT? What would be the best path? Dagmara told earlier something about Nokia Academy, but I think it's not the only way. Yeah, could all of you tell us more about it? Maybe Robert, this time you should start.
Yeah, what should be the best path? That's a good question. Actually, the best would be if you have an idea of what is the most interesting for you. What would you like to do in your life? And if this is related to some special technology or devices or type of devices, just go in this direction. Because I think that it really doesn't matter at the end, for me, for whoever it is, what somebody will do at the end. But the important thing is to have simply engagement into what what's actually at the end of the road. So if you, for instance, say, yeah, I would like to be the tester of radio devices or some medical devices, just think about what kind of activity you would like to perform on this. Because if we talk about testing, we also talk about many different types of testing, right? There are some people who are really keen on manual tests. They like to have a device in their hand. And from the other side, there are some people who say, I don't care about manual tests, I want to automate. So it doesn't matter what you will do. The important thing is that to do it right, with passion. So many times the people ask me which technology I should take for programming. I usually ask their question, what would you like to use this technology for? I mean, what was the reason of asking this type of question? And if... Yeah?
Yeah, because I think that it's important that many people would like to become a tester, but to be honest, they don't know what part of technology they are interested in. Yeah, I think this is an issue here.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's why I wanted to mention that if they ask me this kind of question, which technology, then I have to choose something for them which is universal. And I usually say, if you want to be automated tester, or if you want to create the test environments, because it can be also this kind of activity only. When I create test strategies, I do not have the projects which deal with the full pipeline, let's say. Sometimes this is strategy only for writing the automated tests. Sometimes it is only for creating the test design, and sometimes it's only for process tailoring. So imagine that so many different activities we can do. But then I usually say that, yeah, Python is the one which is the most common language, but I say it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a good point. And there were some projects where they use C# and for testing, and somebody asks me why it happened, and the answer was simple, that the software was written in C# and it was very easy to access the device, the software, using the same technology, let's say. So there is no, there is hard to find a universal answer for this. The truth is that if you master a certain programming language, then it is relatively easy to switch to another one. Relatively. I do not say that you can be master in another one. But at least you have a brain which thinks algorithmically. Which you think programmatically, let's say. So, but you know, I think in each company that I know about, these people even okay. I know how to program in Python. It doesn't really. I mean, when we recruit these people, we would like to put them in the project where this superpower can be used. What is the reason of putting the person in a project where we program in C? Nothing. This will be completely not productive. So from programming, You see, there is a very long story behind.
As behind every question today, so
Yeah, that's
so go ahead, go ahead.
So we just tried to use at the beginning for a couple of minutes, but now it's 15 for me. Okay, but the next thing is that if you know already what is your target, you simply should follow this target. So if you think, okay, I want to be a manual tester, just go and read all the stuff that is related to manual testing. Try to understand the vocabulary, the tester's vocabulary. It's very important. Try to meet with the people who are well better than you because they succeeded. So you can always get from them some information how they have arrived to this position where they are currently. So this is not an answer which subjects at university I should choose, but it's rather a setting of the mindset of the tester or programmer.
Okay, but you have this person would like to become a tester. Even this person says, okay, I would like to become a tester in GlobalLogic. I like this company. Why not? And
great.
And what
That's
next?
Great.
What next? What's the next step?
Which location would you like to choose? At the seaside, or we have many different locations, even in States.
Yeah, but
of course,
this person needs to send a CV. But how to get these skills? How to learn this? And how to know what to learn? Because this person would maybe know what to do, what this person would like to do, but how to achieve, what to learn.
That's very simple. They have to come to us. They have a recruitment discussion, the interview. The person tells us about their expectations. So this is the point of view of the customer, let's say. And we say if we can fulfill these expectations in terms of course, activities.
Would you tell this person, you should learn this, this, and this, and I think then you should come again and take a technical conversation with us?
Yes, if the person says that would like to become a special get a special position where some specific skills are requested, then it may happen that, okay, you may get this position, no problem, but at this moment, this is not sufficient. So you have to even go back. You have always doors open. You can come back after a certain time, or you can think of rethink your target. But it happens that but we do not.
I think you can have many CVs on your email address right after.
Yeah, that's good. I would just transfer them to the responsible persons. But that's true. We are dealing with it's an offshore company, so we have a lot of different projects, a lot of different technologies, and actually we can very well fit the person coming to us. We do not narrow our expectations. So maybe that's a good point actually here, and that's quite comfortable.
Okay, so we will change company a bit. Eva.
Okay.
What's your point of view, Eddie?
What's my point of view? First of all, I have never ever met the person that is before the university that would come to me and say, I want to be a tester. Nobody is planning to be a tester in the future. Usually when you are starting the university, you are not planning, hey, I'm going to be a tester. It's somehow it happens later on that, for example, you are very interested in a specific domain. You like telecommunication. Or, I don't know, you like whatever. And then there is this opportunity that, hey, you can test a product that is connected with your domain, with the domain in which you have knowledge in. And being a tester...
But maybe this person only read a book about this part of, for example, mobile networks, and this person knows, I would like to test it. But I think that there's a big assumption that this person have a knowledge in this area, yes?
This is a fantasy scenario, but okay. If someone would come to me and say, I don't have any knowledge and I want to become a tester and I want to test, I don't know, radio base stations, Yeah, okay. First of all, I would really, really like to understand where it's coming from, but let's assume that this happened. Then I would check what he or she knows. If like 0, then I would tell them start with a domain knowledge, learn what this radio base station does, what's a telecommunication, the basics, networks, all that stuff. Start with this. This will give you a solid base for learning further. So, I don't know, take Harry Holma's book, read it through, and then come back. So this is what I would advise someone that is willing to do testing and knows nothing, or come to us to a Nokia Academy and learn through very intensive course.
Yeah, and I think you should say it clearly that it is possible to learn through the Nokia Academy.
Yes, it's possible to learn through Nokia Academy. But then again, we rarely have people that know nothing on the Nokia Academy. Usually, they know something. They either know a little bit of domain or they have tried to learn something. I don't think that we ever had a candidate on Nokia Academy that was like a blank page. For example, I don't know, he or she finished economy and said, okay, I'm going for telecommunication and testing, teach me. I don't think that something like this ever happened. Usually there are people who either have some technical background already, or people who want to switch domains and move to something else, and they have already done some studying. They've already started to learn a little bit and they want to broaden their knowledge. And for those people, Nokia Academy is perfect, or self-study. If you are not so sure that you are already ready for Nokia Academy, self-study would be also good.
Okay, thank you very much. So the question goes to Dagmara. I think it would be interesting because, as you know, Dagmara is from Nokia Academy. So which path would you recommend?
Both, of course. It depends if someone wants to be a tester.
Of course.
Yeah. So, I think that Eva covers Nokia Academy topic, and I would add to this point that in general...
Nokia Academy or in general any bootcamp, yes? As I understand.
Yes, I think... Yeah, but... agree. Nokia Academy has got such program that really I can really recommend, and I know those success stories and people who work with us. So definitely. So I would like to add that it's good to find some mentor, even if it's just a person from the company. Many of our colleagues or even the people from the, let's say, this whole testing network, they just share their knowledge, they just share some advices, and it's just always good to talk, always good to even to look for to do some research, basically. And I heard some advice regarding this topic that some people just do really excel and they put the companies and they trying to match the skills with their ability to learn, let's say, Python, or there are some testers who just want to be manually testers, so they just don't want to be to learn programming, let's say, and it's really individual thing, I guess. And but I really strongly recommend to find a mentor. Even on the market, there are, I think, a lot professionals who just can give this advice, or bootcamps as well has this option. So yeah, from my perspective, doing this networking, it's a clue to find the path which is the personal choice and not necessarily that somebody is trying to put the person in that place because they just need let's say employee. So that's my perspective.
Oh, okay, thanks. We have a question on our chat. Question and statement, I think. Do you have requirement for candidates to have diploma from university? I'm a little bit shocked that you don't know any good tester without it, and that's the only possible explanation I can find. I think it was told that both Robert and both Eva knows some people who don't have diploma from the diploma from the university, but they are good testers. So I think it was told, but maybe you would like to comment.
I think we said that we know people without technical diploma, without diploma for the university, but I don't know anyone without any diploma. So like someone finished secondary school and then nothing. I don't know anyone, but yet again, I don't know everyone within Nokia. So that.
Yeah, for me, I also would like to we have mentioned this that the bachelor is lowest. So I also have hard in my mind to find this situation. But the question was actually. Can this person be a good tester?
Yeah.
And we answered yes, it is potentially possible. These are exceptionals. So that's the point.
Yeah.
Maybe I wanted to return also to the last topic that you have mentioned just before the question was asked. That you mentioned about the mentor. That this person, the best thing is to have the mentor when you join the. I understand that you mentioned this when you join the academy or when you are at the company already. So you have a mentor that leads you through the. So this is the kind of line management which develops helps in development of the employee.
But in the company, of course, it's just a natural thing. But in general, in the market, you can find some professionals. Even I think that it's kind of professional career of this person that she or he is just a mentor. That on a daily basis they work somewhere, but they offer some mentoring, sessions, let's say, in a specific field like testing, programming, or etc. And regarding the other way, I think how to choose a mentor, it's just to do some network, and you always find some colleague with few years of experience that they can share their perspective and to advise something, and it's just kind of mentoring by networking. Let's say.
Yeah, networking. That's what I wanted to add here as well, because we need to have these kind of colleagues. That's the first point. But also I have to mention that the very important thing if somebody is listening to us and looks for things about the tester's career path, I think this person should also use this kind of opportunity as we have today. That's one point. So these kind of conferences, because here you can meet potentially people who may help you. So you exchange the email addresses, you exchange the knowledge. So you use this networking. And also in Koszalin we have many initiatives like Sparkamp, like Koszalinka, where we put a very big stress on networking. So after the presentations, we can also meet with these people, and this is a very large part of time actually that we can use. So if anybody thinks about the career, should also take part in this kind of meetings, conferences, which what is more, they are for free. So you can have this knowledge just like that, you know. Because one moment, and there is also another thing. Learning by ourselves may not always be effective. For instance, if I meet the people during the recruitment process and they say, "Yeah, I have read the ISTQB syllabus," and that's usually a disaster because they understand or they have heard the expression, but they actually cannot give an example how to use it and how to use it properly. So it is also, I think, important to discuss about the things I have learned. So just like you said, with the mentor or with somebody like we meet here together.
Okay, thank you. Eva, would you like to add something because you don't have microphones? Okay, thanks.
But I'd like to comment to the question from the chat that
yeah, please.
Yeah, about this background, university background, that we actually don't know anybody who at least got this degree, but from the other field. So, of course, in the recruitment process, we have really a bunch of stories and CVs. So I met such people, and I think at Nokia we've got those without any degree, let's say the university degree. And I even remember one recruitment process that we've got 2 candidates, and one of them had this degree and the other didn't. And the one with the university degree had less experience, and in the other hand, we got this candidate with the real, this passion, and he just became self-learner because he started the university studies, and he just gave up to learn by himself and to develop the skills that he chose. And I think that it's all about this real asset and the real skills, the real knowledge, the real understanding on the issues, how to apply this knowledge at work, and it what's matter, not necessarily this holding this degree. So we are just focusing on the skill set and the whole set of possibilities of this person, not just that decision is not made by holding university degree or not.
Okay, thanks for clarification. If anybody would like to add something, we are ready to answer your questions from chat. I see that. Oh, there is one. Okay, so please type it on the chat and we'll read it.
Oh, give me that. I'll
No.
go.
Thanks, Eva. Thank you very much. I feel obliged to represent the audience, and I think you don't mind that. And there is a couple of things I would like to say, and one of these things is the question, because I've went through the process of Nokia Academy, and I was missing some things in that. But the question is not what I was missing, but rather what I felt at the end of this process. Because, frankly saying, there are 2 sides of the process. The one side is the candidate for a tester, and the other one is the employer. And the employer usually has some more requirements, and some matching things which should be sustained for final employment. And I just thought if there are any chances that the employer will miss a person who is the diamond without some special skills, but not necessarily is highly educated. I myself is some sort of master of science. I've rebranched from construction. I've usually worked in rubber boots and with wheelbarrow full of concrete. But I think there are people who could be a good employer, good tester, which could be missed in this process. All right, this is one thing, yeah? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your comment. Eva, would you like to add something to this?
Could we miss someone? Of course we could. The process is not perfect, right? But I hope that we are not missing anyone. That for one, we are looking for those diamonds. We are looking for people who are good in testing, and if they have something missing from the domain knowledge or from testing knowledge, we will help them to gain it. If we see someone with a proper attitude, if we see someone that is willing to learn, that is improving. For example, if we see someone that came to Nokia Academy with a certain level of knowledge, and we've noticed that during those 3 months he doubled his knowledge, even if he or she is still missing something, I think we are looking for that kind of people.
Okay, thank you very much. I have additional question for you, because the time is ending, I think. Yeah, we have some time, but not many. What advice you have for people who would like to change industry and become a tester?
Okay, can I start?
You have microphone, so you can start.
So I'm natural candidate to start. If someone is willing to change industry, then programs like Nokia Academy are super cool, because you are still working. You are already working somewhere, right? You have let's say some time, and you can prepare yourself for this Nokia Academy a little bit, and then have time to participate in Nokia Academy. So that kind of courses, that kind of self-education is the best way to change professions. If you have been somewhere and you are thinking about changing professions, this is, from my perspective, this is the best path to go. And I will encourage you to do so if you are thinking about it. Because we are looking for motivated and skillful people all the time to join our IT forces. So if you are thinking about it, Nokia Academy, or what is what called for you? Sorry, Testers Academy. Yeah, Testers Academy. Yes, in GlobalLogic, that's also a good path to choose. Yeah. So, yeah.
Maybe Dagmara right now. Okay, and Robert at the end.
Advices. Yeah, I think that maybe I will back to this question if we can miss some diamonds. Yes, we can, because the process is not perfect. But what I want to say that it's just a matter how you solve yourself, how you present your skills. So I think that we never missed somebody who is diamond and he or she just didn't have this potential. So my advice is just to look for the abilities, the personal characteristic, kind of things like analytical thinking, creativity, problem solving skills, etc., which are for sure tester set of skills. And just to remember that it's needed to be presented in a good way to be noticed. And the other advice would be, of course, to do the network, because it gives a lot, and I'm sure that really often it can open some really fantastic opportunities, or just the closed door to some new careers. And of course, I will recommend to join such academies like our Nokia Academy or the Testers Academy, because it's...
Or another academy, maybe.
Probably yes. I can tell about us, because I know this whole process and the quality behind that program. But of course, on the market there are a lot of online courses, and for sure it's just the matter what would be the best fit for the person who wants to be a tester, and in which specific field of testing.
Okay, so Robert, comment from your side.
Yes, I have built up something that I wanted to say here. You know, in general, in general, when somebody thinks about should I become a tester, should I go there or there, if you will wait and ask yourself these kind of questions, nothing will happen. You should simply go to the recruitment, go through the recruitment process, or at least ask, come to the company, whatever it is, and ask what are the potential possibilities for me to work in your company. I think when I look back in my past, I was not that open as I think I should be, and maybe that was. Although I do not regret anything, I'm feeling fine. But the thing is that if I could give advice to anyone who is thinking, should I do this or not? Because after our discussion, somebody could say, oh my goodness, they need people who are skilled, who have soft skills, who have domain skills. I should be creative as a tester. This is not possible to be done in 1 month, because I would like to work in 1 month. So I think the easiest thing is just, like Dagmara said, to use the networking, to find a mentor. This is, by the way, a nice thing. To join this kind of events, and most of all, just to come to the company and ask if I can fit there. If not, what should I do so that you can hire me potentially in the future? You should invest also your time sometimes. I think that the most of the difficult problem is when somebody wants to go from different branch, come from different branch, wants to make really a big change. But I think everything is possible. So then if you will know, okay, I should do this and that, I should, if I want to be an automated tester, they told me that they have most of the projects in Python, so I should maybe learn Python. Just go home, do programming, learn it, and come back. So I think it would be the best solution for the moment.
Okay. Thank you very much for your advices, and I see it's time for some final words from you, and then we'll move to Q&A session. Maybe there will be some interesting questions. So, to sum up, is it possible to become a tester in 3 months? Do you encourage people to do it? And what would you tell these people who are thinking about it but they are not sure to do? And maybe they are not sure if they would like to do it, but they are thinking about it. Robert, you have microphone, so you can start.
Yeah, so I have mentioned this 1 minute before. Just to be open, ask a lot of questions, communicate, talk with the people, because everything is possible. And maybe inside of you there is this exceptional diamond that we could potentially hire. Just come to us and ask.
Okay, Eva?
If you have been on my lecture in the morning, that you already know that, but from my
you should
side,
be. It was really interesting.
You can always watch it online in a couple of weeks. So My motto is opportunity comes when it comes, no, not where you are ready for it. So if you see an opportunity to join Nokia Academy, Testers Academy, and you think this is something for you, but you're not sure if you're already ready, just do it. The worst thing that might happen is that they will give you a feedback what you need to improve. That's the worst thing. So just try. Just catch this opportunity because it might not come again.
Thank you very much. And Dagmara.
What I can tell, I just agree with Eva and Robert, of course. And yeah, the most important is have this courage to try. And even if it's not working for the first time, maybe in a couple of months you can try again because you will see some other opportunity, and even the life can look different. So you have, let's say, more time just to learn new things to change the career, and yeah, the courage is most important, and just doing as Eva said. So it costs nothing in case of our academy, at least. So nothing but time, of course, and probably some few intensive weeks to become a tester, and maybe it's the right path or not. But everybody has to to be there to find the right path for themselves, and if they want to be a tester or not.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think this is the conclusion we could say to everyone who is thinking about it. Just try and say what amazing would happen. Thank you very much for all your answers to our questions. And we are waiting for new questions on the chat or in this room. Do you have any questions? Oh, I will go there.
Thank you, that's me again. I think I'm not much annoying. Maybe some, I will try to be a little bit supportive and instructive. And there is a question. Did you consider in the Nokia Academy to introduce the position, the role of the body for the persons or for the trainees who are attending this process, this academy? Because I think obviously all of those people who took the part in my course, they encouraged us for asking questions and for contacts. But if you would subordinate a person to trainees, which is in some sort of relation, it would be maybe much more efficient for the process. Because what I've noticed, the body role is very important in the subject, the original subject about we are talking today. That means how to stay the good tester within 30 days. I think body is a crucial role in this process. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, any comment? Dagmara has microphone, so.
Yes, and I can tell something about Nokia Academy again, so with pleasure. Yeah, buddy, you mean the kind of mentor, yeah? Yeah, so for the whole program, we have to help, as you know, at the start at least 120 people to create some path for them, even if we just have one program. We are trying to treat everybody individually at the end, so it's just not possible to have these 120 mentors for everybody. But we've got consultations, and as you said, our colleagues are always open to help to answer the questions, or we've got even some one-on-one sessions during the Nokia Academy program on some stages. So the opportunities are always, but if somebody will consider to ask or to ask for that help, it's just a matter of the person, I think.
Thanks for your comment. Eva, would you like to add something more?
Okay, so I can add that a buddy, maybe it's not like precisely a mentor, because buddy is not someone like higher in the hierarchy, it's someone that is helping. I think that buddy is crucial once you get the job also. Once you are hired, then there is always a buddy for you, like one-on-one in a relation within the work, at least in Nokia, in our company. And this buddy is designed to help newcomer through the first couple of months, to explain how the company works, to explain where the tools are, to show the way. So I think in that aspect, buddy is a crucial thing for the newcomers, to make them as comfortable in the new position as possible.
Okay, thank you very much. And Robert?
Yes, okay, this was a question about the Nokia Academy, but...
but you can look at it from your point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I wanted to mention, without giving the names even, I don't have to do this. That's...
Because Nokia Academy, Testers Academy, it's just a name.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I'm asking this one as well. As you have mentioned, buddy is somebody who's very close on the project level, on the project tasks level, and we have it also in GlobalLogic. And for Testers Academy, we have this role of mentor is simply the lecturer. So this is the closest. Because when we think about the scale, so as you've mentioned, it is difficult to have 120 buddies. So we have to slice it down, right? So there is a person who can contact with these people closely. From the other side, the point is that not everyone from the academia, from the boot camps, needs this kind of person. There are some people who are just dealing fine on their own. They feel great without further communicating with the lecturer and with the mentor. So I think this is not that much exhaustive task to mentor the trainee. But we also do this. Of course, the body, and later on there is a line management who is taking care about the career path. But this happens afterwards, because just like you mentioned, also that the boot camps and academias relatively cheap for the companies. It costs nothing, and also it costs you nothing. You can even get a kind of internship as well. But it differs from company to company. So we should just use it. This is just investing of our time.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any additional question? Come on, you have people experience in testing and recruitment process. You can ask them, get the information from the first hand. Okay, I'm afraid we don't have any new questions.
Yeah, there was one.
Oh, okay, I'm coming there.
Okay, I'm not sure if you are familiar with such things as personality type indicators, such as Myers-Briggs personality type indicator. But if not, then this is all about the personality of the person. So if it's more extroverted, introverted, if it absorbs information but thinking or feeling. And my question is, can you point out some personality types that testers should have? Because we don't know that testing is not often very colorful. Yeah, sometimes it could be boring. So when we think about managers and some kind of person, then we can point out that this person should be extroverted, should be very good at communication. So what's the personality type that tester should have?
Yes, thanks for your question. I think it's really a good question. So what's your opinion?
I have the micro, so I can start.
That's right.
I think you have in mind these 4 colors, I guess, right? Red, blue, yellow, and green. But I remember that blue is a good tester, but I cannot give here a more precise answer. But just it's
So the first step is to like blue.
And yeah, but let's keep it as a joke. Actually, what I wanted to mention here is. You are absolutely right that there may be some people who have some predispositions for being force for given task. But if you are thinking of that, like you are a bit worried because you are, for instance, green and you should be blue, don't worry about this, because when we perform the tasks as testers, we have different types of activities we have to perform. And for instance, if there is one who is a great tester, just reveals bugs like bulldozer, it's really cool. But you will sell this kind of information to the customer using a different person, different personality. So you don't have to really be afraid. And for instance, if you have found a lot of bugs, but you cannot communicate them to the developers because you say, oh, I don't have this kind of skills, soft skills, you simply ask your colleague who has this easy ability to say that your code is horrible, for instance. But you will use the person who has a very good relation with the developer, so he will not be really offensive. So what I wanted to mention here is that you really shouldn't worry about which type of personality you are. Absolutely, from my point of view.
Thanks. And Eva, please continue.
Yeah, let me build on that. That was a good start. So I'm a big fan of cognitive diversity. Big fan of having a team that is diverse, not in the terms of gender diversity, but in the diversity of backgrounds and colors and personalities. So in my mind, the best, the most effective, the most creative teams are the ones that have people with different skill sets. So whether you are introvert or extrovert, we will find a spot for you where you feel comfortable. If you are introvert and you don't like to work with people that much, probably you will be designing tests or writing scripts or things like that. If you're an extrovert, we will make you a feature test leader that has to communicate with people on a daily basis. So whoever you are and whatever type of personality you have, you will find your place under the condition that you are willing to work and you are motivated.
Thank you very much. And Dagmara, your comment at this at this question?
Yes, I think that even with those types of personalities, there's no situation that somebody is 100% introvert or extrovert. And even I know kind of introverts who are just trying to use just their personality as an advantage. So the key point when it comes to those colors and personalities and whatever tool you use to define the personality, I think it's the key point is to take it as it is and just to think about those things as a kind of guidance and take advantages from that kind of type of personalities and just try to apply your type of personality to the environment, to the task, and to the within the team. And for sure, the more diverse the team is, the better. Because I agree, it's the biggest advantage of the team if it's the bunch of really different personalities, perspectives, and it's good to have such teams. Sure.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for new questions, so I really would like to thank you for your discussion and for sharing your point of view on our questions. Thank you very much, and I hope we will have occasion to discuss in the future. Dagmara, Eva and Robert were your and my guests. Thank you very much.